Dreaming of the ultimate island escape in Europe? From sun-kissed beaches and crystal-clear waters to dramatic cliffs and timeless villages, we've handpicked 15 of the most breathtaking islands to visit this summer. Whether you're chasing sunsets in Santorini, exploring ancient ruins in Crete, or cruising the fjords of Norway's Lofoten Islands, this list has something for every kind of traveler. Let's dive into the best European islands you won't want to miss. Number 15. Tenerife. The moment you step onto Tenerife, it feels like stepping into a world shaped by contrast, where fire meets forest, sea kisses sky, and every turn reveals a new secret. Your journey begins in the shadow of a giant, Mount Teide, Spain's tallest peak. As you ride the cable car up its volcanic slopes, the landscape turns lunar, and the world seems to shrink below. Up here, above the clouds, silence reigns and the sun burns brighter. It's not just a mountain, it's the beating heart of the island. In the north, you arrive at La Laguna, a colonial town of pastel facades and cobbled charm. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, it feels like a time capsule, where every plaza and balcony holds a story. Not far, Santa Cruz de Tenerife pulses with life, a modern capital blending art, shopping, and the wave-shaped wonder of the Auditorio de Tenerife, gleaming like a ship about to sail. But Tenerife's soul is also in its shores. Sun-drenched beaches like Las Terrasitas and Costa Adeje invite you to swim, sail, and soak in the eternal spring. Here, resorts buzz with energy, and the sea is always calling. You wander through the fairy tale streets of Garachico, rebuilt after lava reshaped its fate, and swim in its natural rock pools carved by fire and sea. In Icod de los Vinos, you stand before the ancient dragon tree, said to be over 1,000 years old, a living legend rooted in volcanic earth. Seeking something wilder, head to Los Gigantes, towering cliffs that rise like ancient gods from the sea. From here, you board a boat to meet dolphins and whales, dancing freely in the island's warm waters. Because Tenerife isn't just a destination, it's a place where every landscape tells a different story, and every moment leaves its mark. Number 14. Mykonos. As your ferry glides into the harbor, whitewashed houses shimmer under the Aegean sun. The sea is impossibly blue, and just like that, Mykonos has you. By day, the island sparkles with life. You wander through the labyrinthine alleys of Mykonos town, also called Hvar by the locals, a place where every turn is a surprise. The streets were built like a maze to confuse pirates, but today, they trap only hearts. You find yourself drawn to the famous windmills of Catomilli, standing proudly above the town, their sails forever frozen in time. From here, the views are endless. Down by the water lies Little Venice, where balconies hang over the waves and cafes hum with conversation. Not far from town, you can explore the island's spiritual side, at Panagia Paraportiani, perhaps the most photographed church in Greece. You marvel at its asymmetry. On Mykonos, the beaches, like super paradise, call to you. This is where elegance meets emerald waters, where music pulses and the party never ends. When the urge to explore calls louder than the beach, you board a boat to Delos, just a short sail away. This tiny, sacred island, once the mythological birthplace of Apollo and Artemis, is now a vast open-air museum. As night falls, the island transforms. Mykonos lights up like a constellation. Whether you're dancing on a beach, dining under the stars, or walking the moonlit harbor, you realize this place has a rhythm all its own. Wild, graceful, timeless. Mykonos doesn't just offer you sights, it offers a mood, a heartbeat, and if you listen closely, you'll feel it, in the wind, in the waves, and in every moment you'll never forget. Number 13. Brac. As your ferry glides through the Adriatic, the island of Brac emerges, a rugged beauty of white stone, pine forests, and golden beaches. It's quieter than its glamorous neighbors, yet full of soul and stories waiting to be discovered. You arrive in Supetar, the island's welcoming port town, where cobbled lanes wind between whitewashed houses. Heading south, The road takes you to Bol, the island's crown jewel. Here lies Zalatni Rat, the Golden Horn, or Golden Cape, a beach like no other, stretching like a tongue of white pebbles into the turquoise sea. What makes Zalatni Rat truly unique is its ever-changing shape. The pointed tip of the beach shifts with the tides, currents, and winds, subtly moving from side to side like a living sculpture shaped by nature. Further inland, Vidova Gora awaits, the highest peak on the Adriatic Islands. You drive or hike to the summit, where all of Brac stretches beneath you. From this height, Zalatni Rat looks like a golden arrow. And then there's Pusiska, a serene seaside village with a unique glow. The creamy white stone from local quarries shines in every building. As the sun sets, you return to the coast, where the sea turns silver and olive trees cast long shadows. Brac doesn't shout to be noticed, it speaks in stone, in wind, in silence, and once you hear its voice, you'll never forget the story it tells. Number 12. Azores. Far from the mainland, where the Atlantic stretches like an endless blue canvas, 9 emerald islands rise from the sea like whispers of a dream. This is the Azores, Portugal's best-kept secret, carved by volcanoes and softened by time. Your story begins on São Miguel, the largest island, known as the Green Island. You stand above set Cidades, where twin crater lakes shimmer, one blue, one green, cradled in a volcanic caldera and wrapped in legend. Nearby, at Lagoa do Fogo, clouds drift low, casting silver shadows over a crater lake that feels like a secret from the sky. In Furnas, the earth breathes while you wander through bubbling hot springs and steaming vents followed by the scent of sulfur lingering. Your journey continues to Pico Island, where Portugal's highest mountain, Mount Pico, rises from the ocean like a stone guardian. On File, the Blue Island, you stroll through Horta, where the marina is a living canvas painted by passing sailors. Across the channel, São Jorge awaits, a narrow ridge rising steeply from the sea. Here, time seems suspended, and the island offers you silence and beautiful waterfalls. On Terceira, color and culture take center stage. In Angra do Heroísmo, a UNESCO World Heritage City, pastel buildings line cobbled streets and plazas hum with life. You explore the Algar de Carvalho, a volcanic chimney where you descend into the earth, surrounded by moss-covered walls and cathedral-like echoes. And in every corner of the Azores, from Flores with its wildflower-filled valleys and countless waterfalls, to Corvo, the tiniest and quietest of them all, nature guides the rhythm. The Azores are not a place you pass through, they are a place that stays with you, in your memory, in your sense of wonder. Number 11. Lofoten. Far above the Arctic Circle, where jagged peaks rise straight from the sea and the sky dances with color, lies a string of islands like no other, the Lofoten Islands. Wild, remote, and heartbreakingly beautiful, they welcome you with open arms and open skies. You arrive in Svolvær, the island's lively gateway, where red robur, fishermen's cabins, hug the harbor and seagulls cry overhead. The sea is calm, the air sharp and pure. Here, the blend of sea and mountains is immediate. Driving along the E10 scenic route, every turn feels like entering a postcard. You pass through Kabelvåg, a charming village steeped in fishing history, and stop to admire the striking Lofoten Cathedral, standing proud against the wild. In Henningsvær, often called the Venice of Lofoten, you wander through art galleries and cozy cafes perched on islets, where colorful houses reflect in icy waters. Here, you find the Henningsvær football field perched on a rocky islet, surrounded by the Arctic Ocean and dramatic peaks. Farther west, you reach Nussfjord, a preserved fishing village like a window into the past. Its weathered docks and salt-scented air tell stories of the cod trade that once powered these islands. The road winds to Rain, often called one of the most beautiful villages in the world, cradled by peaks and mirrored in crystal waters. It feels untouched by time. You climb the Rheinbringen Trail, breathless not just from the steep ascent, but from the view, an endless canvas of fjords, mountains, and sky. In winter, the sky comes alive with the northern lights, dancing in green, violet, and silver across the Arctic heavens. In summer, the midnight sun lingers in the sky, casting golden light over midnight hikes and peaceful fjord reflections. The Lofoten Islands speak in a voice that's wild and poetic, a place where nature sings and time feels vast. Number 10. Corsica. Imagine an island where jagged mountains kiss the clouds and golden beaches melt into sapphire seas. A place where rugged wilderness and French-Italian charm live side by side. This is Corsica, the island of beauty. Your journey begins in Ajaccio, the island's sun-drenched capital and the birthplace of Napoleon Bonaparte. The port here blends charm and activity, with fishing boats, ferries, and yachts arriving. From Ajaccio, you follow the coastal road to the Calinx de Piana, where fiery red granite cliffs plunge into the deep blue. The road twists and climbs through surreal rock formations, sculpted by wind, time, and sea. Farther north lies Porto, a peaceful village cradled between sea and mountains. Here we can find the ruins of Genoese Tower, a striking square-shaped coastal watchtower perched on a rocky outcrop, offering panoramic views of the Gulf of Porto. On the southern side, Bonifacio greets you like a dream, perched high on white limestone cliffs. The town seems to float above the sea. Not far away, in Porto Vecchio you find a beautiful beach like Palambaja, where all soft sand, pine trees, and Caribbean blue waters unite. It's a place for both relaxation and revelry, where the summer nights stretch long. And everywhere, from hilltop villages to vineyards and towers watching the coastline, Corsica sings with spirit. This isn't just an island, it's a land of contrasts, mountain and sea, fire and breeze, grit and grace. Corsica doesn't ask to be loved, it dares you not to fall under its spell. Number 9. Hvar. As your boat approaches Hvar, the scent of lavender greets you on the wind, a soft, fragrant welcome to an island where time slows and sunlight lingers longer than anywhere else in Croatia. You arrive at Hvar town, a stunning coastal gem on Croatia's Dalmatian coast, known for its marble streets, historic charm, lively harbor, and vibrant nightlife, all framed by medieval walls and overlooked by a hilltop fortress with panoramic views. Its harbor is a central feature, welcoming ferries, catamarans, private yachts, and fishing boats. The town's port connects it to other Croatian islands and the mainland, making it a vibrant and accessible destination for travelers arriving by sea. Towering above, the Fortica invites you upward. It is a 16th century hilltop fortress offering breathtaking panoramic views of the town, harbor, and Pekleni Islands. A perfect blend of history, stone architecture, and scenic beauty. Beyond the town, just a short drive away, you arrive at Stari Grad, one of the oldest towns in Europe, a peaceful haven of narrow stone streets, charming squares, and ancient history, surrounded by vineyards, olive groves, and the UNESCO-listed Stari Grad Plain. On the southern shore is a hidden gem, Dubovitsa Beach, located beneath cliffs, a postcard cove with crystal-clear turquoise water and a lone stone house watching the bay. As evening falls, you return to Hvar town. The Riva is a lively, palm-lined waterfront promenade, filled with cafes, yachts, and vibrant energy, perfect for people watching, seaside dining, and soaking in the island's elegant coastal charm. Because Hvar isn't just an island, once you've walked its paths and swam in its waters, it never truly leaves you. Number 8. Madeira. You arrive not on an island, but in a dream. Madeira, where emerald cliffs rise from the deep Atlantic, and every breeze carries the scent of wildflowers and salt. Your journey begins in Funchal, the capital, where cobblestone streets climb between pastel houses and vibrant markets. You stroll through the Mercado dos Lavradores, where local farmers offer tropical fruits you've never seen, and the sea itself seems to sparkle in the fresh catch on display. Not far, the botanical gardens cascade down the hillside, a patchwork of exotic blooms overlooking the bay. But Madeira's beauty doesn't stay in the city. You hike through misty forests in Laurisilva, a UNESCO-protected relic of the Ice Age, where ferns stretch tall and the air is cool and hushed. You take in the grandeur of Pico de Arriero, rising above the clouds, where sunrises paint the mountains in gold and silence feels sacred. Then the road twists downward to the dramatic cliffs of Cabo Geral, one of Europe's highest sea cliffs, where a glass skywalk lets you float above the crashing waves. In the north, you find Porto Monas, where volcanic rock pools bubble with clear ocean water. The contrast of black lava and blue sea feels like nature's private spa. Nearby, Seychelles Beach surprises with its rare black sand and jungle-like backdrop. You lose yourself in the timeless quiet of Santana, where traditional thatched triangle houses stand like fairy tale homes among the green. At day's end, as you watch the sun sink into the Atlantic from the Ponta de São Lourenço Peninsula, cliffs glowing red and orange in the fading light, you understand Madeira. It's an island not just of beauty, but of contrast, resilience, and soul. Number 7. Capri is more than an island. It's a dream sculpted from cliffs, sea, and sunlight. As your boat glides into the Marina Grande, the turquoise water sparkles like scattered gems. Colorful houses dot the shore, and behind them, steep hills rise into myth. You begin your ascent to Capri town, climbing narrow lanes fringed with bougainvillea. Time melts in Piazzetta, the island's buzzing heart. It's more than a square area. It's a stage, where coffee meets conversation, and glamour walks together with tradition. If you want to explore around the island by boat, you will discover the most whispered about wonders, the Blue Grotto, where the water glows from beneath, as if the island itself is lit by magic, and the Faraglioni, 3 mighty rock stacks rising from the sea like nature's ancient guardians. Back on land, there's Anna Capri, a peaceful, picturesque town perched high above the sea. If you take the chairlift to Monte Solaro, the island's highest point, you can find the more authentic side of the island. Just about 3 kilometers southwest of Anna Capri lies the impressive Punta Carina Lighthouse. It stands as one of Italy's largest and most powerful lighthouses, active since 1867, perched atop dramatic cliffs overlooking a rocky cove. As the sun sinks, Capri glows golden, the sea shimmers, laughter drifts on the breeze, and somewhere, a lemon tree perfumes the air. Capri is not a place you tick off a list. It's a feeling you carry, of elegance and earth, cliffs and sea, ancient stones and eternal summer. Number 6. Ibiza. The moment you arrive in Ibiza, you feel it, a rhythm that pulses through the earth, the sea, and the air. It's a world of contrasts glowing under the same Mediterranean sun. This journey begins in Ibiza town, where whitewashed buildings meet the deep blue sea. Here, history whispers from stone ramparts and Renaissance cathedrals. After a nice stroll around the markets and promenades, the island's energy builds as night falls in San Antonio, where the sun dips below the horizon. Later, if you wish, the night explodes in light and sound at world-famous clubs like Pasha, Amnesia, and Ushuaia. Then, the beaches call. You follow the scent of salt and sun to Cala Comte, where the sea is impossibly clear and the sunsets are a painter's dream. Or Cala Dot, the mysterious Svedra rises from the sea, a legendary rock said to hold magnetic power and mythical secrets. You swim, breathe, and let the silence do its healing. But Ibiza has a quiet side too. You retreat to Benarez Beach, where Sundays bring drum circles at sunset, ancient rhythms echoing against orange skies. Or you hike pine-scented trails to hidden coves, finding solitude where turquoise waves kiss untouched shores. In San Juan, a sleepy village with slow mornings and organic cafes, time seems to pause completely. And just when you think you've seen it all, if you catch a ferry to Formentera, Ibiza's sister island, you find a paradise of Caribbean blue waters and sun-bleached sand. Ibiza is not just a destination, it's a state of mind, a blend of energy and peace, freedom and tradition, music and silence that stays with you long after the journey ends. Number 5. Crete. It is not just an island. It's a story written across stone palaces, mountain paths, and sunlit shores. Every step you take is a page turned, a new chapter in a land that's both timeless and full of life. Starting from the north, just outside the city of Heraklion, you step into legend at Knossos Palace, the grand home of King Minos and the mythical Minotaur. Heading west, you find Rethymno, a town where time slows down, while you walk its narrow alleys and admire the fortress standing watch over the old harbor. You can enjoy the fresh pastries from hidden bakeries. Then comes Harnia, perhaps Crete's most enchanting city. Its Venetian harbor, lined with pastel-colored buildings and bobbing boats, feels like a painting. You can explore the Maritime Museum, sip coffee by the lighthouse, or simply enjoy the charm of the old streets. To the south, nature reveals a softer side. At Elafonisi Beach, pink-tinged sands blend with shallow turquoise waters, creating a dreamlike shore. A short drive away lies Below's Lagoon, a place so surreal it feels like the edge of the earth. In Matala, caves carved into seaside cliffs whisper tales of ancient Romans. Off the coast of Crete, you can find Spinalonga, a hauntingly beautiful island fortress once used as a leper colony. Surrounded by turquoise waters, its Venetian walls, abandoned homes, and silent alleys echo stories of resilience and isolation. Crete, it's an experience stitched together by myth, beauty, and the warmest of welcomes. Number 4. Sardinia. It's a world apart. As you arrive, the air feels different. It's scented with myrtle, salt, and something like memory itself. Scattered across this beautiful island you can find Nuraghi, mysterious stone towers built by the Nuragic civilization over 3,000 years ago. In the south, Cagliari rises from the sea like a sleepy lion. You wander its old town, Castello, with sun-drenched bastions and narrow alleys. Sardinia's capital is a city of layers, ancient beneath modern. Cala Domestica is a hidden gem on Sardinia's southwest coast, a small, stunning cove framed by cliffs and remnants of old mining tunnels. With soft golden sand, emerald waters, and a wild, rugged charm, it feels like a secret beach carved from time itself. Next, we have Bosa, a picturesque town on Sardinia's west coast, known for its pastel-colored houses and cobbled streets. Overlooked by the medieval Malaspina castle, it blends history, charm, and coastal beauty. On Sardinia's northern coast you can find the port of Palau, a charming seaside gateway to the La Maddalena archipelago. Lively yet laid back, it's lined with colorful boats, coastal cafes, and stunning views of emerald waters. Also at Sardinia's northern tip, you can find Santa Teresa Gallera, a charming seaside town, known for its lively piazzas, stunning views, and the crystal-clear waters of Rena Bianca Beach. Cala Luna is a breathtaking beach on Sardinia's eastern coast, where golden sand meets turquoise waters and dramatic limestone cliffs. Famous for its sea caves and wild beauty, it's a paradise for nature lovers, accessible only by hike or boat. Sardinia is not a postcard, it's a mosaic of ancient rituals, sunlit coasts, rugged mountains, and quiet beauty. Number 3. Mallorca. As your plane descends over Mallorca, the sea greets you in 100 shades of blue, and sun-drenched hills roll out like an ancient tapestry. You begin in Palma, the capital, vibrant, elegant, and full of surprises. The Cathedral of Lascaux rises before you, a masterpiece of Gothic architecture reflecting in the sea. You drive along the winding roads of the Serra da Tramontana, a UNESCO World Heritage Site where the mountains meet the sky. In Valdemosa and in Dayar, artists and dreamers gather, inspired by the light and the silence between waves. Mallorca's soul isn't just in its cities, it's in its cliffs and coves, hills and harbors. The road leads you to Solier, where an old-fashioned tram rattles to the sea. You ride it down to Port de Solier, watching citrus groves blur into palm-fringed shores. In the north, you find the dramatic Cap de Formentera, where cliffs plunge into the sea and the wind carries tales of ancient sailors. On the coast, you head to the secret jewels of Mallorca, beaches where turquoise waters lap at powdery sand, and pine trees offer shelter from the sun. Cala Lombards, Cala Mondrago, and S Trench. If you seek peace and want to wander quiet squares, climb to hilltop chapels, and feel the island's rhythm slow your breath, you can visit Santorini in Palenque. Mallorca is not a place you simply visit. It's a feeling you carry with you, timeless, golden, and alive with stories. Number 2. Sicily. The moment your feet touch Sicily, the island stirs something ancient within you. A sense that time is layered here, like stone upon stone, whispering stories from every shadow. This journey begins in Palermo, the island's chaotic, charismatic heart. The air buzzes with energy, street markets shout with color, Baroque churches gleam under the sun, and different artistry blend like nowhere else in the world. From there, you head west to Cefalù, where time slows. You climb the rock above town, gaze down at terracotta rooftops hugging the sea, and breathe in the peace. But Sicily is a land of contrasts and fire. In the east rises Mount Etna, Europe's most active volcano. You ascend her blackened slopes, where smoke curls and lava has carved stories into the land. It's otherworldly, raw, powerful, alive. Not far lies Taormina, the jewel clinging to cliffs above the Ionian Sea. You walk through its Greco-Roman theatre, where ancient dramas once played to views of Etna smoldering on the horizon. Further south, history gathers like waves. In Syracuse, once rival to Athens, you explore the island of Ortygia, where Greek temples became churches and time folds upon itself. Then come the ruins, silent and magnificent. In the Valley of the Temples in Agrigento, rows of ancient columns stand proud under the sun, guardians of forgotten gods. At Salinante, the ruins lie scattered beside the sea, kissed by wind and solitude. And in Segesta, a single temple stands alone on a hill, serene and unspoiled. In Sicily, every corner holds a secret, every meal tells a story, and every sunset feels like a blessing. It's not just a destination, and once you've walked its shores, tasted its soul, and heard its ancient voice, Sicily never truly leaves you. Number 1. Santorini is a volcanic island, the remnant of a submerged caldera and one of Greece's most iconic and breathtaking destinations. Famous for its whitewashed buildings with blue domes, dramatic cliffs, and unforgettable sunsets, Santorini offers a perfect blend of natural beauty, history, and romantic charm. The journey begins in Oia, the jewel of the island, where the sun melts into the sea and every alley feels like a secret waiting to be discovered. The village perches at the edge of the world, and when the sun begins its descent, the sky becomes a living canvas. Next, you find yourself in Hvar, Santorini's lively heart, where the energy flows through cliffside cafes and ancient paths. If you're seeking quiet, you can travel to Amerovili, a village suspended between heaven and sea. Here, you hike to Scaro's Rock, once a fortress, now a viewpoint to the gods. In the center of the island, the medieval village of Pyrgos whispers secrets from centuries past. You climb stone stairways toward the old Venetian castle, passing hidden courtyards and tiny chapels. But the soul of Santorini lies even deeper. At Akrotiri, you step into a city frozen in ash, a Minoan settlement buried and preserved by the ancient eruption. Nearby, the surreal red beach waits with crimson cliffs that spill into turquoise waters, a contrast that feels almost unreal. Santorini isn't just a destination, it's a feeling that stays with you forever, lingering like the taste of wine or the memory of a perfect sunset behind your eyes. And since there are so many gem-like islands to discover, here's a special bonus just for you: Malta. In the heart of the Mediterranean, where the sea glows sapphire and ancient stones whisper secrets, lies Malta, a small island with a grand story. Your journey begins in Valletta, the island's proud capital. As you walk through its honey-colored streets, every step takes you deeper into time. The majestic John's Co Cathedral, adorned with Baroque brilliance, holds masterpieces by Caravaggio. Across the water lies the three cities, Vittoriosa, Sengli, and Cospicchia, silent guardians of Malta's seafaring past. A short ride inland brings you to Mdina, the silent city, perched on a hill and wrapped in high walls. This ancient capital feels frozen in time. Beyond Mdina, you'll discover Rabat, home to early Christian catacombs and the sweet aroma of Maltese pastizzi. Then head south to the Blue Grotto, where sunlight turns the sea into glowing crystal inside sea caves carved by wind and waves. On the island's western coast, the dramatic Dingley Cliffs rise above the open sea, offering endless views and deep serenity. Whether you're looking for soft sand, adventure, or seclusion, Malta's beaches have a little bit of everything. For something a little wilder, Garn Tuffiha offers a more natural and peaceful escape. Just a short walk from Golden Bay, it's surrounded by cliffs and countryside, and the hike down gives you a sense of discovery. Prefer hidden gems? Peter's Pool isn't a beach, but a spectacular natural rock pool near Marsax's Lock. And if you venture to Camino, don't miss the iconic Blue Lagoon, a dazzling stretch of shallow, crystal clear water between limestone shores. Now that you've felt the sun on Malta's beaches and the breeze over its cliffs, get ready to dive deeper, because in the next video, we'll explore Popeye Village, a beautiful movie set turned attraction, where colorful charm, movie magic, and coastal beauty come together in the most delightful way.